Welcome to the Building Blocks of Life. I am your boy, Tehuti Calloway, aka Chase Trismegistus, the root of the symmetry, and you are tuning in to the Mind of Mercury so that we can continue our conversation about how spirits use light to connect with other spirits and express this interesting little thing that they have called emotions. Because no matter how you feel about what I'm saying, your feeling is what makes your life matter. And everyone knows this. So, this is why we can see that Earth is matter, yet all Earth must vibrate to exist. Therefore, all matter is emotional. It's energetically motional. It's energetic motion. All energy is vibrating at a certain frequency. And then this is where we can learn a lot about the emotions of a spirit based on what colors they are adding into the structure that they are building to represent their idea of God. So we have already covered that your space is nothing. Your space is an absolute void of infinite nothingness. And the moment you desire to be aware of something, this is you creating whiteness. So white is the zero color because it's all the colors, right? Just like black is all the colors. White is all the colors separating from themselves. Black is all the colors coming together. So we can see here that the ego is a spirit separating from itself, whereas the soul is a spirit coming back together from its space. So this is where we can see that the moment a spirit desires to separate from being nothing, this is the white brightness that makes heaven real. So everyone's ideas of heaven are generally white because white is just the color that represents how your circumstances are unique and completely individual to your space. So my idea of heaven has nothing to do with your idea of heaven. And you can try to tell me that I need to go to your heaven, but how can you tell me I need to go to your heaven when you don't even know what my idea of heaven is? And then that's just where everything's projection perception. But you can see here, this is the colors. All right, we can see how colors move through the entire universe. Okay, what I'm talking to you about here is cosmic. As Hermes Trismegistus, I'm talking to you about literally in any simulation you find throughout the universe, colors are going to exist. And every color is light vibrating at a certain frequency to represent the emotions of the spirit that wants to connect with you through this color. So whiteness represents a spirit expressing how its circumstances are separate from yours, completely separate from yours. And then red, which is the actual first color of Voyagy Biv, red represents a spirit expressing its ego to be seen. So your blood is the representation of your ego expressing itself to be seen. But no one can actually see your blood. All right, just like no one can see your ego and no one can see your soul. No one, like your soul isn't showing, that's impossible. No one can see your soul, your ego isn't showing, that's impossible. What's showing is your body, because your body as earth is an external element. Your mind is showing because your mind is air, an external element. So fire and water, your ego and soul, these are internal. This is why no one can see what you're thinking and no one can see how you feel about what you're thinking. That's literally your ego and your soul. What we can see, what the universe sees, is you choosing to communicate how you feel about what you're thinking. And that's what builds your body right now. Every single second of every single day, you are constantly building your life based on how your ego and soul are having internal sex. Okay, so this is all of life. This is all of us forever and ever. This is how we all communicate. It's just that people are not emotionally aware in this world because this society stole everything from me as Metatron, as Hermes. And now the New World Order wants everyone to be zombified consumers who help cause climate change and would rather fight each other than heal themselves. That's like all humans are doing. They like are much more comfortable fighting each other than taking responsibility for their health and connecting with their spirits. It's like and connecting with your spirit is so fun. It's so awesome. Your space is so beautiful and awesome. But this is what I've seen though. Like I'm projecting that because my space is awesome. I actually don't know if your space is awesome. So people who are running from their spaces, these are the people who create bodies and then they're scared of dying. Like everyone who's really scared of dying, you know that they're scared of their space. Okay? Like objectively. Anyone who's actually like scared of dying, anyone who's clinging on to a system of like, I need to live forever like this and this, they're scared of their own space. They're literally scared of their own spirit. And then this is when you get a spirit who's running away from their own emotions, which is impossible, as we know, because your emotions are what make your body move. So when people are trying to run away from their emotions, all they're going to do is Mercury their emotions to you. They're going to show you how they feel through the structure. And then that's where, someone's trying to be like, your soul is showing. Really what's showing is you choosing to communicate your emotions through a body. But that's not your soul. Your soul is how you connect with your own space. And no one can see how you connect with space. Like, no one can look at you and see who your family members are. No one can look at you and see your past lives. No one can look at you and see your memories. So your soul is not showing. That's impossible. The point is, your soul and your ego are both internal, and you have to choose to create a mind that will communicate through a body. And then this is the actual alchemy of using fire, water, air, and earth to transform through physical reality so you can actually have sex with others. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this is colors, okay? I had to get into that real quick. So 1, as red, is the expression of your ego, individual to you. No one can see your ego. That's why your blood being red, it's manipulating your body from the inside out. Your ego is manipulating your body from the inside out. Your imagination is working to create your life from the inside out, just like your blood. And you have to connect with your imagination if you're actually going to manipulate your blood so that you can move your body to build whatever only you can see. Like this is, boom, Hermetic alchemy, basic communication, basic symmetry communication right there. But understanding how you are the avatar in this way. We're all bending elements all the time. And now you can look at your astrological chart and see which elements you prefer over others and how you naturally move, because all elements move differently. That's the whole point of understanding your emotions. Your emotions make you move differently, right? You literally move differently when you're happy versus when you're mad. So there we go. Anyway, 2 is orange. So that's connection. This is why orange is like warm and friendly. It's upbeat. It's vibrant. It's very connective. Literally, it's all about friendship. It's all about friendship. Shout out orange. Orange is naturally my favorite color just because I literally like how warm it is. Like as far as warmth, right? It's not as aggressively passionate as red, but it's also not as soft as yellow. So it's literally right in the balance. I love orange. Favorite color. So shout out orange. That's connection. Okay, so orange represents how spirits feel good connecting on their passionate redness, their individuality. And then this is where we get yellow. The only way that you as a spirit can actually connect your individuality to other spirits is if you shine your light, right? We're in this internet age and we're moving deeper into the internet age where you are not really going to exist if you're not posting online, because everyone is going to be consuming humans, literally consuming human content, not in person. They're going to see what you chose to post. And people like throughout your whole life who literally only talk to you once will stalk your whole page and connect with you and communicate with you that way. And they're literally just using your posts to talk to themselves about you. But because you were talking to yourself in the post and you built a structure out of it, now that's your social media that allows other people to feel like they're somehow connecting with you when they're simply watching your video. So this is literally the age that we're moving into, and this is just the power of understanding spirituality. Understanding how all like spirituality is always going to translate into any reality that we go into. So as we're going into this virtual reality, all this spirituality stuff is infinitely applicable to it. This is the same way that when I say that your spirit is your space, you can see how when you take a higher resolution photo, or even if you take a video on your phone, that takes up more space than a lower resolution photo, right? A video in general takes up more space because it's more photos than one photo. So this is you getting to see objectively how, as a spirit, when you amass more details and you gain more information, you're expanding your space. But your space is always unique and individual to you. So no one is ever going to be able to experience or connect with your space because you are the space. Only you can connect with yourself. You have to build a structure out of your ability to connect with yourself for other people to connect with you. And once you build this structure, people aren't even connecting with you, right? So I build this body. Oh, I built this body to connect with you. But guess what? You're not actually connecting with my soul, because the moment you look at this body, you could call me a black man. You can call me a Negro. You can call me whatever other words America uses to steal land and steal the energy from people who look like me, right? And that has nothing to do with me. I don't want you to view me like that. But boom, there we go. Like, that's out of my control. So you're not looking at my emotion. If you could see that I don't feel like being called that, then you wouldn't call me that. But the point is, you're looking at a body, and this body is allowing you to talk to yourself about your own feelings, right? So every time people see me, they're just projection perception. They're talking to themselves about how they feel about my body. And then this is for you too, and this is all of life, right? This is what relationships are. This is why all relationships start out light, they start out easy, and then they get harder and they get heavier. Because literally everyone is light when you're just now expressing your body. But it takes time when you connect with someone to actually, quote unquote, see their soul, or actually feel the emotions, to actually feel their vibe of where they're coming from, right? You can never actually know where a spirit is coming from because you can't see space. You only see the structure inside of space. So, orange is connection, yellow is communication. When you want to connect your individuality with others, your red hot ego with others, you got to shine yourself like a yellow star. And then once you shine yourself like a yellow star, all you can do from here is use green, right? Number 4, to build a structure that can support the communication of your shining star. And this is literally, think of your mind as your star and your body as your tree. So now your body as a tree is a structure that supports the star of your mind, right? This body literally doesn't matter without your mind. You are a star. Your mind is a star. And your body's playing out the energy of everything that you want to be seen as, right? This is why your whole life is you thinking about what you want to do, thinking about who you are, thinking about how you're going to connect with the environment, analyzing the world you're in, absorbing ideas, literally thinking, and then looking at your light, looking at all your ideas and choosing which ones are practical to do versus not, right? Like, so many people objectively think about killing themselves every day, right? So they'll look at that idea in their mental atmosphere, but they're not going to connect with it enough to actually do it in the body, because they know that they came into this simulation for a purpose. So even though they may think about killing themselves in their mind sometimes, they don't connect with that idea and vibe with it enough to bring life to it and actually cut their lives short, because that's not the point. So obviously, right, you can have so many ideas in your mind, and the whole point is that only you can see everything that you're thinking about. If spirits outside of you could see what you're thinking about and see how you felt about it, that wouldn't even make sense. There would be like no privacy or actual like proper communication in the universe. Like, that makes actually no sense at all. So the point is understanding that communication builds the structures that allow us to connect. And this is me as Metatron, as a spirit, letting you know that I build structures as symmetry, as a spirit that built Mercury on my own, alone, by myself, to sustain how I connect with the universe. That's manifested as me getting called away as Chase Clarence Calloway with my Caduceus, in general as Hermes, as any messenger from Mercury. It manifests as me getting called away to build systems of astrology, build systems of religion, because all religions use astrology. And astrology is literally just a simulation trying to figure out its place amongst other simulations. That's literally it, because like astrology gets infinitely deep. But astrology doesn't exist without multiple simulations having relationships with each other. So it's literally all about us as spirits building individual structures that allow us to connect with other spirits. And the whole universe is all of us choosing to connect with each other. It's that simple. So think of the universe as a connection and the simulation as a structure, right? So Mercury, simulation, Earth, simulation. They're both connected by the universe. They're both separated by space. The spirits on Earth are not the same spirits on Mercury, but they are connected because they can observe the lights of each other in some technical way. But then again, the whole point is understanding how simulations are actually built. Science has people really lost in thinking that a planet has to be completely it has to look exactly like Earth to sustain life, when literally the fact that the planet exists means that life created it to stabilize itself. So it's not that this thing is dead. But then that's where you get into, oh, but is there our kind of life on there? And yeah, fine, whatever, extra conversations. But this brings us to water, right? When scientists are looking for life on any planet, what are they looking for? They're looking for water. Life comes out of water. Water is what connects all of our fires so we can be aware of each other. So this is why the universe is water-based, and this brings us to blue, the fifth color in Roy-G Biv BB. Blue, 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 blue. Oh, to have the blues, right? When you have the blues, you feel sad. When you have the blues, you feel downtrodden. When you have the blues, life isn't looking up. You're looking down. Your posture's all messed up. When you have the blues, right, you're literally depressed. You feel really, really sad when you have the blues. Coincidence or not, this could be because 5 is the number for death, or more appropriately, transformation. When you think about it, anytime a human feels blue, they feel depressed about something dying or about something transforming from a situation that looked good into a situation that now looks bad. Either a friend died, a family member died, a job died, a relationship died. Really, any idea that gave a human stability can die, can transform, and now that human is going to feel blue because they literally are suffering the effects of water. They're literally suffering the effects of emotion, transforming their circumstances from something that gave them comfort into something that now is making them feel discomfort. Don't you get sad, aka feel blue, when an idea that you are really connected to and really hoping was going to manifest in your reality gets killed by the chaotic tides of the universe? Right. Death is transformation. And life shows us that blue is the color for death. When humans die, they generally turn from a warm orange color into a cool blue color. So, boom, right there, just a little more confirmation that blue represents death, whereas red represents life. Also, of course, the water that connects all life from planet to planet is overall blue in color, whether it's the ocean, the sky, or even what we call outer space, the universe. This is because water, as an element, represents both deathly transformation and your soul. Your spirit soul, your space's soul, is the element of water, just as your space's ego is the element of fire. The point of your soul is water, is to kill your fiery ego so you can actually create this circumstance where you are connecting with the egos of individuals outside of yourself. Your ego fire is your life. Your soulful water is your death. As a space, your thoughts and feelings, your fire and water, your ideas and emotions are always transforming inside of your space. This is what creates the esoteric sex that actually allows you to use your death to build a life that can transform into infinite creations, seen and unseen. Water is a substance that allows our fiery star egos, that would be too individual to connect otherwise, to actually vibe, die, and fight together in physical realities that are all water-based to represent how we are choosing to connect with spaces outside of ourselves through these structures that we call bodies. So truly, blue shows us that death is connection, whereas life shows us that red is separation. Red light life separates space, blue dark death connects space. Red correlates to white, blue correlates to black. White is warm, black is cool. White and red are projective, black and blue are reflective. Death, as water, literally makes us reflect on the fiery lights of life so we can realize just how much the time that we spend creating these bodies matters. And by extension, how much time we spend creating relationships with each other truly matters. And how much time life spends building relationships at all that make any realm or reality possible, literally and figuratively matters as material that our minds can manipulate into muscles so men can make up concepts like money stolen from Mercury, Metatron. So know that death, water, connects us all, and life, fire, separates us all. We all live different kind of lives, but we do all know that we are connected in the fact that we have died before and we will die again. Visit Chase Your Genes if you would like to learn how to be the master of your death. Much love. Peace.